Hey people, I ended that last movie with Pericles taking over all this area around Greece on this fifth line here. And I'm going to read it one more time. Had haunt as. Anything that starts with an O, they usually add a H to it. And if they don't, that means that they were supposed to. He would haunt as chair to me mono men, to me one man, help like in epithyon, and force many to his disease in. What to is force who chase the night as to come the rose, come the rose, come the raw is the sun, come the mornings. And then this next line is had he would spatulusa Zeusa to ethnican. And they say this is and she however living in self-indulgence while living is dead. And it makes no sense. This spatulusa comes from the word, it comes from spatula, broad, flat, flexible blade to mix food, drugs, plaster, paints, a tongue depressor, spatula, coming from the Latin spatha, meaning broadsword. So it's anything with that shape, it could be a spade. But this word here is dead. If you take the T off of it, this is the same word they give nations, goyim, heathens. It's ethnic. The ethnic, and the en is in, the ethnic en. And so the Zeusa, they're trying to rhyme, had the spatulusa Zeusa. And so you could take this exact word and put it in translator. And it says, I wasted my life. If you take that T off of it, I wasted national life. You can separate the words and see that the ethnic end is the national. And the spatulusa, I wasted life national. And if you start backspacing through that spatulusa, it's wasteful, spatulo, wasteful. Spatule, wasted. And so it's saying that he wasted nations, either with his spatula, with his blade, or with his spatula in his medicine cabinet. It says to his disease in. And so had he spatulusa wasted, I wasted the life, Zeusa, of to nation. And so this T just doesn't fit. But it may be the T for 400 that's in the Hebrew, or maybe it's T for 22. Maybe it's the 22 nations, or the 400 nations that had I wasted the life of 22 nations. And Pericles, he come from a long line of the Alcheminoid family. Alcheminoids, the alchemist. Wealthy and powerful, noble family, ancient Athens, the ancient drug makers, the ancient poison makers. And so he might have wasted all these nations with a COVID-like poison. You see this word comes up like this 3 times, the T ethnic, and they always say he were dead, or has died, or is dead. And the T is the mark, to mark of the nations. And so it's possibly a foreskin. He were dead, the mark of the nations. But they're definitely saying that, they want to kill all the nations. He'd spatulusa Zeusa to ethnican. He'd wasted the lives of the ethnican. What ought to Pericles. This is the word they give angel. Just the Aggel. they make the first G an N anytime it doubles up like that. And this is called these things because I'm pretty sure that it's the writings of Thoth. It wasn't letters, it was a bunch of different objects, like in Egypt. And so Thoth, is thought, and what ought, W-T-O-A-U-T-A, what oughta. And that's why we say, something you should do. Down south here we say, what oughta. What oughta para, protect, haggle, lee. And so the word angel comes from haggle, means a group of harpists. Angels all play the harp. And para, protecting angel. What oughta protecting angel, lee. Lee is downwind. Lee, hind. Back behind you. Downwind, hind. On a pile, come pit to. Downwind, what I'm leaving behind me, lee hind, is on a pile, come pit to. Come pit to means, I'm going to kill you in this battle and put you on a pile with all the others where come pit to, as in, you will be put in a pit after the end of this battle. And they debt is it on. They, E-Y, they debt is it on. To pay your debt. Make Dion. So I showed in one of the earlier in this that Dion is the hospital at the foot of the mountain where they would go pay respects to Zeus. And that's what Dion means, to pay respects to Zeus. And they debt is it on, make Dion, to pay respects to Zeus. To malice, to weak on, the weak they on. The malice to weak they on. This is French, weak, as in yes, but that's just the pronunciation. The weak, and they on, and maliced on. Beat to the weakest, the weak they on. Who, pro, for, know they. Who, for, know they. Then piston. And this faith, usually they say this is faithful. And what it means is piston. And so piss, is where your word past comes from. You piss behind you to the leeward side, to the downwind side. The piss is all going downwind. And so if somebody stands behind you, they're faithful. And that's where that comes from. Piss means behind in Greek. The piston. Then piston, H-R-N-H-T, hornet. Then piston hornet to make. You pissed off the hornets. Westin, key, vav, W-E-S-T-I-N. Westin. And so when it doesn't have the vav in front of it, it's eastin, and it means the future. But when it has the vav in front of it, the westin, the stars, it's already passed you up, the past. The piston hornet to make westin, to make the past. A pistu, to make the past a pistu, the charon. And so the scribe copying this, he doesn't necessarily need to know what it says. He just needs to know the proper way to draw his hieroglyphs. But then piston the hornet to westin. Appease, make happy to the chair on, to cheer on. Appease, to cheer on. And key is the secret. This is the sign for Easton in Egyptian hieroglyph. Jesus on the cross is the sign for Easton. But the key is, the secret is, this is a W, and it turns the Easton to Weston. And so people look at this and they think it's a sign of Easton, but it's not. It depends on what's in front of it. Now it's Weston. And then piston hornet to westin, appease, to cheer on. To cheer on, to chair on. They debt is it on, make Dion. To malice to weak they on. Who foreknow they, then piston hornet to, Weston appease to cheer on. So this line 9 starts this new paragraph here. So chair catalegistu much elate on the ton. You know, the chair, you don't enroll a window, but the chair, according to legislate to, you know, who's got the chair, you know, kata, according to give power, K, to give a power, to legislator, much elate ton, you know, make someone ecstatically happy. The ton is the fashionable class, the ton. And then hex check onto, the hex check onto, the 6 check onto, or the cross, across from, the hex check onto, across from check onto, the hex check onto. G gone way. G is means right. G is when you tell your horse to turn right. G gone way, the right gone way. In nose, the androgynos. This OS, we read it over here now. Androgynous. You know, androgynous. And they don't want to tell us where this word comes from, but it comes from andro, the man, and the gynous, the woman, the man-woman, androgynous. Andro, the man, and the gynous, the woman. And the chair, given power to the legislate. Kata legislate, legistu. Much elate on, very happy. The fashion hex to cross sides, you know, the hex check onto, to right. And you see the gona, you know, it's the gonads and the gyna, the men and women. The right gonna via by way of. The right gonna by way of. In nose, androgynous, the man woman. I did this line 10 in the first movie in this series, and if you go back and watch it, you might catch some of the symbols in it. But in the Virgos, the call, who is the martyr of men, they the techno trophies in, they hexen a dox has in, they a geo on POTUS in a in, they Taliban in noise, the Pericles in, and they Pantier Gogger, Agatha, the pickle who this in. So I'm going to cut this off here, and I'll start here at this line in the next movie. But like I said, this D, depending on which way this hyphen's pointing, shows which side it's open to. So this D now goes on this side. And so the neuter reside. The ones who had their nuts cut reside the chair as para it too, para protection or over it too. Now you got the androgynous residing in the chair over it too. Same thing is going on today. I'm gonna cut this off here. Good day.